So I'm making a tutorial on the Formula 1 race car. It takes 6 sets and a lot of time, so hopefully you have lots of that on your hands. So you start with 6 sets. So the first thing you do is you make 2 normal Zen hexagons, or 3-layer hexagons. And a ring of 9. So you have a ring of 9 and 2 hexagons, and then you just get rid of them. That's the leftovers for the creation. So what you have left here will be exactly what you need to make the car. So we'll start out by making all the little parts that go with it. So make a ring of 8 and then turn it into a cylinder 8 high. Okay, so you have this, put it off to the side. Now you make, you also have 2 rings of 6s and a ring of 4, and you can just clump them all together. It's just for measurement for later. It'll become relevant soon. You also make 2 rings of 2 cylinders that are rings of 6, 4 high, and just keep those up somewhere. A ring of 5, and for the wheels you make a ring of 4, a ring of 6, 4 high. And you see the way I just did it, now you do it backwards. And this is going to be a ring of 12 if you need to measure it out. So this is a ring of 12, 3 high around it with the opposite orientation. And then you need to make 4 of those. Those will be the wheels. Yeah, I'm just gonna make out the whole thing without, skipping through parts like I usually do for tutorials, since it's so long anyways. So I need to make 2 more wheels after this. Well, including this. And 1 more. Okay, after that you can just stick them all together in a staggered bond. It's just so you can make sure they're all orientated the right way, so when you install them later you don't have to keep flipping them around. So you have this kind of fun toy. So that's your wheels. Now for the body. It's gonna take a bit of counting around. So you need to get 45 magnets in a row. Counting them would take a while, so you just count with 5s, that's 10, and then that's 20, 30, 40, yeah, that's 45. So you take this giant ring of 45 and you put another ring on top of it. So now you have 45 times 2, whatever that is. I think it's 90. And then you take one more magnet and put that on. Expand the ring, so you have this massive ring. And now you layer on two more layers. So that's 3 total. This is most of the main body. So you have this long stick. Put that off on the side. Now you need to have a, let me think. Alright, a ring of 23. So to get 23 you can just count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 23. So now you have a ring of 23. Double it again. And then add one extra magnet. And then now also layer this to 3. Pinch it shut. Alright, so now comes the fun part. So there's 2 ends onto this. There's the end that looks like that, where the middle magnet kind of sticks out a bit, and the end that looks like this, where 2 magnets stick out a bit. You want the one where 2 stick out a bit. So this is now the front of your car. And then now for this one, you want to make sure it's aligned in a staggered bond. So see that? That's a parallel bond. So then you turn it inside out, and if that happens. So now I should make a parallel bond. So once you make sure the magnet orientation's right, take it off. You want the side that has 1 sticking out be on this side. And then you count from the middle of this. So not the ones on the edges, starting from this middle, and count in 7. Okay, and then at that point, that's where you want this middle magnet to be, at the end point of the 7. So put it down, double check. Okay, so once you have this, fold this over. Guess there's a little technique to it. So you'll end up with this weird looking stick that will somehow become your race car. Alright, so after you have this, time to do more magnet counting. Including this end magnet, starting from here you count in 9. 1, 2, 3. And then after 9, you place down the magnet chain in a not a parallel, in a staggered bond. And you go down for a while until you are 5 from the end. So starting from this magnet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first magnet line's all that matters. So let you look at this for a bit. All right. So you just layer on 4. You want it to stick out 4 magnet layers out from the body. So you have this, and then you want to repeat with the other side. Make sure it's symmetrical. Okay. So now, here comes the fun part. Whoops. You see how the magnets are right here, between these two are parallel. Then this is staggered, then parallel, and then staggered and parallel again, which is kind of weird. So your next layer needs to be not with the other one, so it needs to be parallel. And then you just stick it one over, essentially. Just kind of look at how that is. So it doesn't go over, it's one magnet in. And then you do that again until you get to the edge. And repeat for the other side. I wasn't doing anything there, just making sure I knew which way my magnet chain is pointing. Alright, so you should have that now. Here comes the fun part. So you need to take out 4 magnets. Okay, so from where this ends, it goes straight down, and then 1 magnet over, and then after this 1 magnet, you take out 4. So that's 1, 4. Put it back on your magnet chain, and then you do the same for the other side. So that's another 4. And then from the middle, you take out 5 for this top layer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can look at what I've got so far. Alright, and then you go 1 layer down again and take out another 4 on the sides. Magnetic fields are going to be really strong at this point, so just keep that in mind. And then for the middle one, you take out 4 this time, starting from here. So the front will have like extra magnet, and the back will just be kind of straight. So I'm guessing the little front extra magnet looks like a, I don't know, a steering wheel or something. Okay, so now you keep putting back on the layers of magnets for this part, but now this next layer is parallel instead of, no, I mean it's staggered instead of parallel, sorry. So look at the side again. So this side, you go in about a half magnet, so you're not right over it. So it'll be, you know, still have the tapered look. And just layer on the magnets again. Make sure it's parallel. And then the next layer is going to be staggered again. So you don't want it right over it. You want to make sure it's still tapered. So it's 1 magnet in again for both sides. Alright. You're going to want to take out 4 magnets from here. Another 4 magnets from here. And then only 3. So now you have that. see, what was the next thing I did? Oh yeah, you have all these magnets left over. I'm sure you could just, you know, twist them and turn them into this. But if you want to count, just to make sure you have the right amount and did everything right. This is 6, 6, 6, 6. So you get all that, and you have this thing, loop, and this remaining magnet should fit perfectly on top of it. So yeah, and then just stick this with all your. Actually no, just stick this on the bottom. Arrange it in a way just kind of discrete like that. It's not gonna be perfectly symmetrical because of the way the magnetic fields are aligned. Because this side and turns out to be parallel and this side turns out to be staggered, and you can't do anything about it. But basically the point of this thing is that's what your car rests on, because the wheels aren't quite strong enough to support the whole thing. Anyways, next part, attaching the wheels. So you know they're all the wheels are aligned with themselves. You want to align the middle core, so not the outer ring of the tire, but the middle one. You want to make sure it's parallel with this part of the race car. Once you get that, then this is how your wheels are going to be aligned. So then you can just cut off the wheels and put them on the sides of this thing. And then, whoops, you pop in the wheels a little bit. Just push them in one magnet, or for these you push them out one magnet. So you have that. And then for attaching the wheels, the front ones go like this. So can see how that goes. So you have 3 magnets up there. Well, kind of. Hope you can see it. Yeah, it looks like that. And then you do the same thing for the other side. Here's the bottom view if you need it. And then for the back wheels, goes like that. And that. So double check to make sure all your wheels are symmetrical, because it looks kind of weird when they're not. Flip it back over. With the ring of 5, open it up, take out 2, stick it together like that, and just plop it on the front. And this is your windshield or something. Let's see, the blob you had from earlier. Make a ring of 6, make another ring of 6. Make sure it's when you touch it, make sure it's a staggered bond. This is a parallel bond, you want a staggered one. And then you just it's kind of tricky, but you just stick it on to the side like that. A second, let me fix this part. The wheels are pretty unstable once you put them on, FYI. So you repeat with the other side, so you want it to be parallel bonded, and stick it on so you have a larger thing here. Have these 4 magnets left. Split them in half. You want them to be parallel with the car, I think, and then you shift them in to here and here. Hopefully you can see what I just did. top view. Okay, almost done. Let's do this part. So you have your ring of 8 and 8 high. Split it. Split it. And take one and you check the alignment with up here. You don't want it parallel. I mean, you don't want it staggered this time. You want it parallel. So right now it's showing staggered. So oops, fix that. So I want it parallel. So it's parallel now. You get this. You get another one. Make sure they're also parallel bonded with each other. And just squish it. And stick it on there. You repeat with the other side, check if it's parallel. This one is parallel, so you can just stick these two together, squish them, and stick that there. So all that's left is the front. Take the two things you had earlier, check for alignment, and just attach it on. This one will not be perfectly in line with the front because I don't know, I didn't design it that way. You could do it if you want, but it was one magnet shifted back, so make sure it's staggered and one magnet shifted back. So you're almost done. There's kind of two frontward facing magnets. Pinch off one of them and stick it in the middle. And same on the other side, there's two, it doesn't really matter which one you pinch off. Stick it in the middle, and you're done. It's not the most stable of creations, like these things get kind of inflated sometimes, you squish them and wiggle them around. But yeah, there's your race car.